Man, if I didn't tell you there was a pay-per-view and that there was like a big event at that pay-per-view, would you even know it? Would you even know it? You watch this show, man, let me tell you. I was not looking forward to this show. I was hoping to be pleasantly surprised. I was not. They booked a show right after Survivor Series, 45,000 people in Petco Parks, allegedly. And then they booked a show with the women main event right after. Two of the matches on the show are John Cena tournament matches, which makes less and less sense the more I even say it out loud. And a tag team championship match that reminded me who the tag team champions were. And then they booked a world title match for an entire month away. A full 4 weeks. And there's very little reason that they need 4 weeks. Very little reason. I mean, this is absurd. It is absolutely absurd what is going on Monday Night Raw. It's dreadful, man. Look, let's just get through it. It's what I said. The Women's Tag Team Championship is the focal point of the show, not Stephanie Vaquer. So we got Rhea and Io. They wanted the Kabuki Warriors. Alexa and Charlotte wanted the Kabuki Warriors. That was made the main event. As they both had really good reasons for wanting to fight the Kabuki Warriors. And guess what? Did you say that the main event ended in disqualification because the Kabuki Warriors attacked both teams? Well, you were right. You were right. The Kabuki Warriors attacked both teams. The match got thrown out. They teased earlier that Bayley might jump into the match because they had Asuka tell Bayley she was nothing. And it was Bayley's fault that she lost that War Games, and they might have won if Bayley had joined her team. I don't understand. She had Becky Lynch on her team. Nobody in their right mind thinks that Bayley is better than Becky Lynch or more important than Becky Lynch. And it was Becky who lost. So I guess that's Asuka's point. Then it was pretty much set up right then and there that Bayley and Asuka is going to have an issue. But in the main event, we got swerved, bro, because it was Judgment Day. Because Judgment Day consists of two tag teams, Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, who jumped in the match as well and attacked the other teams. Look, I don't think I've been this down on WWE in a really long time. I don't know, man. I'm down bad. I'm down pretty bad, dog. I'm just not interested in this. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm facing a little bit of burnout, but I don't like this. Okay? To me, this is boring. It's boring. These people who were partners on Saturday, now they're going to fight each other because they want to fight the tag team champions. Okay, I mean, I can get behind that. That makes sense. But then you go through all this stuff with this match, and then you throw it away. And you throw it away to do a boring Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez championship tease. That's what you threw this away for. Why even do this? You could have did this earlier in the night. This could have been the first match instead of the main event. Absolutely pointless. A waste of everybody involved, with the exception of maybe Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. It's just bad. It's down bad, man. Look, I can appreciate that they want to do something with the tag team division. I appreciate that. I'm not against them trying to do something with the tag team division, but there's things in this women's division that don't make sense. For instance, they did an absolutely fantastic video of Maxine Dupri in the dungeon, right? She's being beaten up and twisted and humiliated by Natty. And she's showing fire and intensity and toughness. And I'm like, okay, they're introducing slowly but surely this new Natty character. This is what Natty's been begging for weeks. She's been, months now. She's been begging for an opportunity to have this version of her character on television. And they finally found an avenue to get her on TV in this character. And look, as much as I don't care about Natty and don't like Natty, and everybody knows my dislike for Natty is similar to a fat kid's love of cake. But I liked this promo segment. I just don't know why they decided to do this after she won the title. She's already the champion. And now when she goes, in what movie does the champion need to be trained again without facing any real difficulties? She won the title. Obviously, it was by a fluke. She got some outside help. And now she's got to go to the dungeon to prove that she is a champion instead of doing it the other way around. Okay. Fine. At least they're doing it. And then they decided they were going to give her Ivy Nile as a first opponent. Okay. I remember when Ivy Nile was jacked. I mean, there was a time where Ivy Nile was swollen. All right. She was petite, but she had like well-developed arms and everything. Like it was all, plush dolls and pink dresses when she opened her mouth. But she looked like a pit bull. She looked like a badass. Now she looks like everybody else. And she hasn't wrestled on this show in forever. Forever. I don't know. I would have to look. I would have to care enough to Google the last match Ivy Nile has had on Monday Night Raw. And I can almost guarantee you that she did not win that match. I can almost guarantee you. I'm willing to put my pinky finger on it in a bet. You chop my pinky finger off if I can Google that Ivy Nile won that last match. I'm pretty sure my finger is safe. She ain't won a shit on this show. But here it is. She's getting a championship match because, Maxine needs an easy win. Even though, character-wise, it would make more sense for Ivy Nile to be a bigger threat. But whatever. We don't need a mid-card. What do we need a mid-card for? I absolutely agree with Vince Russo, man. He went on Ariel Helwani's show. And he talked about this obsession with people going to Adam Pearce asking for things. People bumping into each other in the hallway. These are not storylines. These are not interesting. Because how is it that some people can just walk up to Adam Pearce and get what they want immediately, while other people walk up to Adam Pearce and he says no, even though there's no reason for him to say no, or he pushes them way down the line for no good reason? I mean, how many times did New Day ask for a tag team title match before he gave it to him? Bron Breakker has to wait a month for a world title match after he beat the champion. Oh, but Mongo, CM Punk is not medically cleared. Get fucked. He's not medically cleared. Then nothing happened to the motherfucker. He's the only one trying to sell this match. Apparently, everybody else was fine. All the women were fine. They were hugging and, again, hugging, dancing and shit. They're happy as can be. Jey Uso was fine. But CM Punk got to be old school, so he's going to be the one that's going to take a month off. But here is the problem. I'm not trying to skip too far ahead, so let's pull back. Ivy Nile, because she went to talk to Adam Pearce, she doesn't have to work for it. It's not like, hey, Ivy's going to have to win a triple threat match against 2 other people or something, or anything of the sort. No, she just asked for it, and okay, because I don't have anybody else. Nobody else matters. Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, they just walk up to Adam Pearce and they ask for a tag team championship match. For starters, I thought they weren't partners. Weren't they arguing? Weren't they beefing? Wasn't an issue between the two of them? Didn't Lyra want to get back in the chase for the Intercontinental title? Doesn't Bayley have anything other than this to do? She has to play den mother to Lyra Valkyria? This is ridiculous. And of course, he says, well, I guess we can see what's going to happen after our main event tonight. Oh, okay. Sure. If you say so. If you say so. But they threw the match out. So, I guess now, we got this red hot women's tag team storyline. They went through the trouble of having Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez beat up John Cena, and their reward for beating up John Cena and helping Dominic is that they get put into tag team title picture. And I feel like they got a title match not too long ago. And this is it. They got the rub for beating up John Cena, and this was it. I mean, this is absurd. This is absolutely absurd, man. This is extremely stupid. Extremely stupid. Let's just move on. Let's do the stupid tournament stuff. So LA Knight defeated Jey Uso. I was surprised by this, to be quite honest. I think you can blame Jey Uso for part of my exasperation with WWE. This has been going on for 12 months now. It's probably longer than that, but it's been going on for over a year. But my intense hatred of WWE pretty much began when they started pushing Jey Uso seriously. So it's certainly been over a year. I know my agitation level went from, an itchy ass 5 to a migraine. I need a stand back 8 when he beat Bron Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. At that point, man, I was like, this shit is just a lost fucking cause. All right. This is the pointless goddamn argument. And week after week after week, we've been having to deal with this Jey Uso shit. Him winning the Royal Rumble. Then he's a champion. It's absurd. And here it is in December, and we're still dealing with Jey. He's yeeting in the War Games match. It's absolutely over the top absurd. It's absurd. So he lost here because they've been teasing over the last couple of weeks that he's been out of it. He's been out of it. So he lost here. He lost fair and square. LA Knight rolled him up after the Uso splash and pinned him with a crucifix. He then threw a tantrum like, Chris Jericho in WCW. Then, as part of the tantrum, he stormed out of the arena, refusing to answer any questions from the microphone holder young lady. And then, randomly on his way out, he said, well, maybe Roman was right. And those championships look better on him and not on me. I don't know where they're going with this, and I'm not interested. I'm genuinely not interested. I genuinely do not care about Jey Uso. I do not care. I know a lot of people say, look, Jey Uso, there's this disconnect between the live audience and the people on TV, and it gets like that. We've seen it with Roman. We've seen it with Cena. We've seen it with other guys like, Seth Rollins. To a lesser degree, Cody Rhodes. We've seen it a lot. within the last 20 years or so. The people that we are tired of looking at on television, the crowd who comes to the building, they are not sick of them. But I don't think any of those people have been as shitty and feckless as Jey Uso. I don't think any of them has degraded as bad as Jey Uso. Jey Uso is the only wrestler I think I've ever seen that his talent decreased with his push. Usually, if you're getting, a lot of heat online and people are aggravated with you and they don't really care about your push and all that kind of stuff, you get all this negativity online, you kind of work harder. You want to go out there and prove yourself. Jey seems to give a fuck less by the week. And I'm guessing they're starting to fold that into the character now. They're like, hey, look, you don't give a shit. You don't go to the gym. You don't do nothing. So we're just going to... And then we're going to do all this stuff and then tease a heel turn. I don't know. Look, I respect that they want to tease, a loss of confidence. That might be interesting. But do people realize that we're on like year 3 or 4 of Jey Uso being a main event wrestler? It was cute when they first started doing it. It was fine. Because Vince was like, okay, we'll throw him up there a couple of times. We'll fold him into the bloodline thing. But then Triple H decided, he's a serious main event wrestler. And that's when everybody, I had to start looking and saying to myself, this is like putting Marty Jannetty in the main event of WrestleMania. Because some people say he's better than Shawn. Oh, okay, well, I guess you can have that opinion. It's like putting Christian in that spot. And some people are going to say, well, Mongo, I like Christian. You liked him in TNA, where he was a big fish in a small pond. You liked him in AEW, when he was a big fish in a small pond. Jey Uso is sharing real estate with people, especially much younger talent, who are much better than he is. They just didn't come up with the yeet and the hand wave shit. That's it. He's an entrance. He's yeet, hand wave. That's it. It's not like John Cena or Roman Reigns where you could see people saying, okay, give the guy a chance. Jey Uso, he's in his, 20th year in WWE? 15th at least? Yeah, we're not talking about a new talent here. We're talking about a motherfucker who's been around for a while. I'm tired of Jey Uso. Sick him to death. I don't care what happens to Jey Uso. He ain't quite Big Show yet. He ain't quite Natty yet. Not yet. He's probably going to need another year or two before he gets to that level. But right now, fuck Jey Uso. And I don't care what happens to him. LA Knight, great. They've degraded LA Knight to the point where I'm not even excited for him anymore. Especially once I seen they made Thwomp the guy. Gunther defeats Solo Sikoa. I'm not going to pretend that I cared too much about this. It's 2 heels. Solo didn't even get a real entrance. So they basically just saying, look, you won that match by accident because Penta was supposed to win, but then he separated his shoulder on a spot. So you got to go out there and work this match. Do your best. And I think he did his best. And I think Solo did fine. But I didn't for 1 second think Solo could win. Very disappointing. Gunther won. LA Knight came out there and got in Gunther's face. You know damn well they ain't putting LA Knight in the ring with John Cena. Don't even get your hopes up. Don't get excited. Then we had Dominic Mysterio. He was a nice little setup here. He cut a promo, basically calling himself the GOAT, saying he is what he said he is, King of the Luchadors, greatest Mysterio of all time. Couldn't have beat John Cena alone, introduced the rest of Judgment Day. Liv Morgan laughed into the microphone. And then all of a sudden we were transported back to 2023. Judgment Day runs Monday Night Raw. I was like, oh my God. I wanted to throw the tablet through the TV because I started having flashbacks. It was like I was in fucking Nagasaki when the bomb dropped. I can't believe that we're going back to this. I can't believe that we're still doing Judgment Day. This is still a thing that we're doing. And then Liv Morgan slapped Dominic Mysterio, who did nothing, of course. Didn't do anything. She didn't cut a promo on Roxanne Perez for trying to replace her or mocking her or anything like that. In fact, she was raising Roxanne Perez's arm at the end of the show. Guess we forgot all that, huh? This whole angle between Liv and Roxanne just... or they might just magically remember and try to swerve us by having Liv turn babyface and attack Roxanne or cost them the titles or something. I don't understand this. This is stupid. This is stupid. Why? Look, Dominic is a, slimy heel character. Him being chastised by the girl and all that kind of stuff. Him having his nuts cut off. That's what makes his character work, I guess. It kind of was make his character work. I'm not a fan, though. I'm just very upset, very disappointed that the creative for Monday Night Raw couldn't think of anything more creative than this. Dominic is going to, it would be nice if we started Dominic on another storyline, though. Well, they kind of did. They had Rey talk about maybe being an Intercontinental Champion, thinking about it, considering it. And then Logan Paul got in Rey's face. Logan Paul was funny. He said, I'm 6'3", you're 3'6". Said I'm a great dad, you're a deadbeat dad. That was fun. Rey smacked him. And then as Logan Paul is being dragged away from Rey Mysterio, he's yelling about how he's rich and Rey is poor. Rey is broke, which is 100% not true. Rey is very humble, but Rey been getting cash since like 95, 94, 95. I'm pretty sure that guy is okay. 30 years straight of checks. I'm pretty sure he's good. He's got his own little merchandise thing or Roots of Fight. I bought 2 of those sweatshirts myself. So I've been putting money in Dominic's college fund. And I bought the DVDs too. I'm a huge Rey Mysterio fan. If I can get a mask, I would. So I feel like I'm helping the kids through college at this point. So I know that man ain't broke. So Logan Paul, he was good here, but he was exaggerating. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio is interesting to me. I like it. Logan Paul could definitely make a match for Rey Mysterio work. He has the kind of skills and of course Rey is one of the GOATs. He's not gonna botch that. That's gonna be fantastic. So Logan Paul and Rey, I love it. It would be nice though if we had a real mid card in WWE and there was another babyface who could be chasing Dominic while Rey is doing this with Logan Paul because they don't have anybody. And then you knew weeks ago that you were giving John Cena was giving the belt back to Dominic. You didn't even prepare somebody. Didn't even consider it. It's ridiculous. Again, you're the booker. You're the storyteller. You're the one who knows what's going to happen next. How are things not prepared? I don't know. Stephanie Vaquer, same thing. You went through all this trouble with Nikki Bella, and your next step is Stephanie Vaquer standing in a hallway. I'm ready for what's next. And then Liv Morgan got in her face. I'm back. Okay, what the fuck does that mean? Do something. This stuff is stupid. It's stupid. She stared at Stephanie Vaquer, said, I'm back, and that was it. That was the end of the segment. All right, fine. Look, I don't know, man. I don't get it. Why would you do this? Dragon Lee and AJ Styles beat the New Day. I'm telling you, me caring about the New Day, you might as well ask me what's going on in Tajikistan. I'm not even going to pretend I watched this shit. New Day has been washed for years. Kofi Mania was it. And that was 6 years ago. We're done. We're done. It's over. Wrap this shit up. I like the Big E run too, so, And, Xavier Woods winning King of the Ring was kind of cool, but yeah, we need to wrap this up. New Day, we're finished. We're done. They've been, quote unquote, mourning the tag team division since WrestleMania. Or was it Backlash or whatever? They've been doing this shit for months with no forward momentum whatsoever. Zero. We don't even know why Grayson Waller is walking around with them. He's been around with them for more than 2 months. We have no idea why he's hanging around them. Zero idea why he's hanging around them. And he adds nothing to the act. He adds nothing. It's the same whether Grayson Waller is there or not. Okay. Let me keep moving on. Adam Pearce said that Seth Rollins is walking around without a sling on, and he doesn't trust him. Which, why is Seth Rollins there? I think maybe he was talking about that interview that Seth Rollins did and he wasn't wearing a sling. Okay. But why would Seth Rollins be hanging out with the Vision and they jumped him? Adam Pearce needs to do something more than shave his head. He's got to actually use it for something. Bald idiot. Big old bald idiot. So, the highlight of the show, easily, was Bron Breaker. Right? So, Paul Heyman, fat, child-pushing idiot, said that he had nothing to do with the guy who attacked CM Punk in the cage. He had nothing to do with that, which of course he was going to say he had nothing to do with that. When has there ever been a masked man that attacked people and somebody says, I absolutely know who that is, and I'm not going to tell you? That actually might be interesting. I absolutely know who the son of a bitch is, and I'm not telling you because it's none of your business. It's my business. Wouldn't that be interesting for a change? For somebody to say, I absolutely did pay for somebody to interfere in that cage match, and I would do it again. What you going to do about it? Because he wasn't going to do anything. But Paul Heyman was like, I have no idea who did this. You know who I think it is now? Matt Cardona. You want to know why? Because Triple H likes them old. He likes old bitches. He likes old wrestlers. So, I'm putting my money on Matt Cardona. No, actually, I can't do that. Because Cardona can't move. His legs don't work like that. His body don't work that fluidly. Maybe it was Namath. But I don't know. Maybe it was Namath. As you can see, I'm not taking this very seriously. But Bron Breakker had a great promo. Fantastic promo. It was really good. He said he's going to take the title. Said he expected to have to dig deeper, to go deeper in his bag, to fight this guy he used to watch on TV. But then he found out that CM Punk was a soft-ass bitch. So, it's no problem. CM Punk tried to break his neck, tried to end his career. So he's going to end CM Punk's career. Said that CM Punk told him, it's time to see if you could promo with the big dogs, kid. Consider the promo cut. Normally, I don't like all that inside baseball. The wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But I do like that Bron Breakker mentioned that, the nasty fall he took from the Doomsday Device. I like that he says, look, I thought this would be tougher. I thought this would be harder. That's an actual unique angle. I expected more out of you, old man. He needs to win the fucking belt. He needs to win the fucking belt tonight in order to make this show interesting. But no, they said the match is January the 5th. January the 5th. So what is he going to do between now and January the 5th? Which is an episode of Raw, by the way. What is he going to do between now and January 5th? Now, he got the match. He's going to have to listen to CM Punk yap. That's pretty much it. He yapped this week. He's probably going to have a worthless match next week or in 2 weeks. And then Punk's going to come back and he's going to yap. And they're probably going to brawl. And then they're going to have the match in January. I'm guessing it's going to be some kind of day one type deal they're going to do with Monday Night Raw. And that will be the only way this will be kind of excusable, is if you try to make it a very special event for Netflix. And that would be fine, I guess. But I don't want to wait a month for this. I really, things, I can wait for things if the build is good. This build is not going to be good, because the build for nothing on this show has been good. What have they built to that has been exciting? And when was the last time they built to something, nailed it, and it was exciting? They've been botching that all year long, and I don't see how it would change in 2026. Look, Monday Night Raw is not good. It's not good. I wasn't looking forward to this show. Bron Breaker overachieved as usual. He's tremendous. He should be the goddamn champion. I wonder what they're going to do with Bronson Reed. Would be nice if Bronson Reed wanted to be Intercontinental Champion, right? It would be something for him to do. Would be something for him to do. But I guess they got Logan Paul on that job. So what is Bronson Reed going to do? Is he not done with Roman Reigns, or what? What's happening there? He's just going to hang around? Whatever. Bron Breaker's the highlight of the show. He's the only good thing about it outside of the Natty promo, which I can't believe I said that. I need to go brush my teeth for saying that Natty had a star-making appearance on the show, even though it was mostly what she was able to do for Maxine. But this was a bunch of, hey, we're going to tease some stuff, but we're not going to give you anything. We don't get even a hint of what the guy could be. The guy who jumped in the ring. Not even a hint of who this guy is. We just assume Paul Heyman knows the guy, but it's not possible for somebody else to know him. Like, there's no super sleuths back there, no conspiracy there. They don't have a Candace Owens or Alex Jones or somebody backstage that can say, I saw a weird guy floating around Survivor Series. It would be nice if we had something like that. Like, hey, man, he's kind of familiar, but I saw him from behind, so I'm not really sure who he is. And then Adam Pearce is on the job. Put on his Inspector Gadget hat, and he goes out there and tries to Columbo this thing. But no, he's too busy talking to people in the goddamn hallway. This show sucks.